Good morning, campers. Hope you're all well. Welcome to Addo Elephant Park, Eastern Cape, South Africa. As usual, this is our video review of the park and what to expect from the park and the camping specifically. Starting off with the entrance, that's the main entrance to the park. There's two gates to the park, one to the south, one to the north. This is the main entrance to the north. Filling station at the back there, diesel, petrol, compressors, all of that ready at your disposal. The reception check-in area is here. Whenever you arrive, whether it be a day visitor or camping or chalets, whatever, you're always going to check in here. Of course, day visitors, keep in mind wildcards. If you have a wildcard, you don't pay any day visitors entry. Park shop behind that tree there, really well equipped. Anything you might possibly need and more. And then a cattle baron restaurant which serves breakfast, lunch and dinner, and has got a viewing deck over there. Behind there is a open viewing deck, which is really nice. I'll post a video of that. And there's also a underground hide which is open 24 hours. So if you're staying in the camp, you can walk down to the hide anytime during the day and night to do game viewing from the underground hide, which is extremely sought after. Lots of game coming into the watering hole at night. So that's the communal facilities. Obviously game drives, all of that can be booked here at the reception. As we go down here, we enter the camping area. So lay of the land essentially is immediately to your right is the bathrooms. And then down the road, you enter each individual campsite and then the tent campsites. Bathrooms are extremely well kept, very neat, ample hot water, good water pressure. I'm not going to go in there now. It's morning now and everyone is getting ready to go out for their game drives. So we'll give them a bit of privacy. It's a matter of interest, this is January 2023. Addo gets hot, very hot. So be mindful of how you pitch your tent or your camper van. Definitely want to stay away from the afternoon sun as much as possible. So I'll talk you through how to do that, and also more importantly, which sites I would highly recommend you avoid. So this is the camping entrance, the camper van entrance, or caravan sites as we call them in South Africa. You're going to enter here, it goes into a circular route and it comes back out here. This is the tented site. So we'll start with the tented sites. There's only 8 tented sites, very small sites. So that's number 1. Each one has a PowerPoint, a braai or a barbecue and a little bench. But definitely not big enough to pitch anything other than a tent here. Keep in mind, each site does not have a water point. There's only one water point, which is right here in the middle of the 7 sites. They all have power points, as I mentioned, some with 3-point standard plugs, others with these blue caravan type plugs. Show you that. If you don't have that adapter, you can buy it from the shop. Try and not buy it at the shop. The sandpark shop is quite expensive. If you can buy it from a hardware store before your trip, you'll probably get it for half price. Okay, so that's the 6 tent sites. Site number 7 and 8 is right next to each other. No privacy between the two. So if you are going to travel with friends, I would say take site 7 and 8 and you can have a nice communal setup there. Remember, all sites are first come, first serve. You cannot book any specific site number. It's as you arrive what is available. And as per usual, we'll put the links of the park and how to book in the description. So we'll head over to the caravan sites and then I'll talk you through those. Okay, so back at the caravan site entrance, I'm going to walk you around in the circular fashion. The numbering of the sites is quite strange, so you would have to figure that out. It's difficult for me over a video to explain to you exactly which numbers are best, but I will point them out to you in the video, and when you arrive, just keep that in mind. So first things first, west is this side. East is this side, west is this side. So west is the blistering afternoon sun. What you want to do is make sure that you point the side where your caravan's entertainment area is to the east. So you will have morning sun, but that blistering afternoon sun won't be in your face in the evenings or the afternoons when you come back from your game drive and you're having a cold one and you just want to relax. So site number 32 here to your right is a nice big site. Once again, you can face it east. Remember, these sites in the middle are back to back, so you won't have much privacy. You can see a tent there. I prefer the outer sites, but very importantly, there's a train track running on the other side. So I'll show you why I prefer this side opposed to the other side. If you can only find a middle site, all the sites have got some vegetation in between, so you do have a bit of privacy, but I just personally prefer the outer ones. Sorry, there's another tent site here I wasn't aware of. That's T9. This is a little communal kitchen. Very basic, just basins and a little fridge and a freezer. Site number 33, once again, east facing. You can pitch your site that way, and then you also have a bit of privacy from the road. Okay, then if you have a smaller van, site C11 here, is a really interesting one. You can see this is morning. It's covered in shade, which is really nice, whereas all the other sites are exposed to the morning sun, most of them. This one is not exposed to the morning sun, and that tree there would also give you nice protection from the afternoon sun. However, it's quite a small site. You wouldn't be able to park a big camper van in here. So this three over here is my personal favorites, especially those two. They're bigger sites. You can get a decent sized van in here. As you can see, they have nice privacy between each other. If you can get those two, you're under the shade the entire time, and you are not next to the train track. I'll show you that in a minute. Water points is about every third or fourth site there's a water point. Obviously every site has a power point over there, and there's a water point here. So we've passed about 2 water points. If you don't want to be carrying water around and you have a water tank in your van, make sure you have a long enough hose. It's normal copper taps. There's no fitting supplied, so make sure you bring a fitting to screw onto the tap, and you have a long enough hose to fill your camper van. This is also a good site. It's got a bit of a mountain view there, but as you can see, no shade, so definitely exposed to the afternoon sun. Now these sites here to my left, everything to the left going forward is where it gets really tricky, because behind this is a railway track, and that railway track runs a diesel locomotive early in the mornings and late in the afternoons. So if you're going to be sleeping 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, there's a diesel locomotive passing here which woke us up several mornings. Personally, I would refrain from taking any of these sites. I would really try and stick to those ones there. It's not far off this, so you'll still hear the locomotive, but it won't be as in your face as on these sites. This is the one we were camping at, for the simple reason it's got its own little tap there at the back, which was really convenient. But yeah, as I said, we really were woken up by the locomotive quite a few mornings, so I would personally try and stay away from that. I'll also post a map of the campsite in the description so you can orientate yourself, and I will indicate where the train track runs. So that's about it for Addo Elephant Park. Of course, a lovely park, loads of game. Highly recommended. You can fly into PE if you don't want to travel too far, and literally just hire a car and you're in Addo Elephant Park within 1 hour. And of course famous for the elephants, but also loads of other game. Also what they call the big 7, not the big 5 but the big 7, which includes the great white shark and the whale. So that's it for Addo Elephant Park. Highly recommended. Just make sure you choose your right site. I will post some videos of the viewing decks and the hide. And as per usual, please like, subscribe and share. The more you do, the more we can bring you these reviews. And if you have any questions, please comment and we'd be happy to assist.